Okay, let's start by setting up the interactivity. We need 2 dots for this. Let's go here. I will add a multi-touch in and connect it to a render pick like this, and open this also. So in the mtouch, let's modify a couple of things. So we want this is all good. We need to add the panel, which is like what it will look at. So let's create a container. And I will put it here, make it bigger also. And in the container, in the look, let's background top, let's add null1. And it also has to have the same like size. So let's take like right click in null1 in info. So it has 1280 and 720. So let's add this here in the container in width 1280 and height 720. Okay. And then in the mtouch in, we can grab this container and put it here. Then we go to the render pick, this one, and we need a render pass. That's the render that will be like interactive, let's say. So we can take the render one and put it here. Then in strategy, you can use always, so it will happen like something will happen when we move the mouse on it. And I think that's all for now. In the mtouch, we also need to switch on the include mouse. So now we can test if we go and click, actually just move the mouse on the countries, you see something happening here. Okay, for now I will also switch off this null display and move to a double screen like this. And here I will keep this one on the right smaller and use the textport in that. So we can check the Python output. Okay, so let's take a look of how we can do the interactivity. So let's go inside the render pick one, the callbacks, and print event. We can take a look here. We want a pick op. Oops. Yeah. So it's event pick op. So now if I go here, as you can see, if I don't touch any geometry, I have none, but if I touch Russia, I will have something happening here. And this will be actually Russia. So we want, like here, to color in orange the country that we are like moving on with the mouse. So let's do this now for Russia, which is country 176. We can go inside here, and actually I will delete this. And also I would suggest, if you can, to use the text editor, but for simplicity I will just work it here for now. So to color this, we have to go like inside this country 176 or whatever. We have, oops, let's take a look. If we go inside to country, we have a constant, and this constant is what gives the color, okay? So if we convert this into orange, the country will be colored by orange. And we want to do this with code, so that if I go on this country, on Russia, it will be orange, and if I move out, it will come back to this bluish. So the way to do this is this. We can go inside country one. So we have this constant one. I create another constant and choose the color you want. I will do orange. And then we can add a switch. and we go up to country 1, in the render page, I will switch constant to switch 1. So now we can use this switch inside, and let's take a look of how it works. If I use index 1, it will take the second input. Oops, index 1. And 0 will come back to 0. So we can use just this to change the color of the countries. Okay, we are going to do this programmatically. So we can go inside the render pick 1 callbacks from the render pick 1, and we can start writing some code. So to see how it looks, let's start here by printing events event dot pick op, and we'll do print. So now if we go inside our container, when I go to one geometry, let's in this case it's Russia, I will see the path of the SOP inside. So let's add on this code. I will get rid of the comments we don't need. And then we also don't need this loop. We can delete and access directly the events. So we'll do like events 0 pick op. So this will be this one. Instead of a loop, we can just access the first element of the list. You can also take a look. And I will call this pick like this. And then we want to get like the current geometry in this case. So if we go here, that will be the parent of this file in. Oops. So we can do, okay, we don't need this one anymore, and we can do car as current equals pick parent parenthesis. We can print it, print car. Take a look. So now we are getting, instead of the file in like before, directly the geometry. And then we also have error here when we go in the background. So we can also take care of this. So car equals pick parent if pick, else none. So now if we go in the background, we'll get none. Let's continue. I actually wrote the first script we need here, so we'll not forget. Now the other issue we have is that, see, when I move here from country to country, I will also get the outline when I touch the outlines, so like the black lines, and we don't want that. So we can exclude this by adding a few things in this line. So if pick, and then we add another condition, and that will be and country as a string. So you want to exclude when country is not in this as a string. So you can do this way. So if country is in the pick parent as a string also. So we can do this in string pick parent else none. So now if I go here again and touch the outlines, nothing will happen. And now we want to color the countries when we touch them, of course. So we can go here and add a couple of lines. So it will be if car and semicolon, we go down. Car, remember current is this. So we can access the operators inside, like dot op. The operator is the switch 1 var index equals 1. So if I touch this, it will go inside the switch operator inside and modify the index to 1. And now, as you can see, the problem is that the countries will remain orange after we touch them. So we can use some Touchdesigner built-in functions, and that will be store and fetch. So we want to store one country when we go on it, and store it as the previous one when we go to another country. So if I move from this to this will be a previous one. And we can do this the following way. So we can store it first with me.store. We'll call it prev hoover, so previous like mouse, say, and it will be, we store car like this, and then we grab it here at the top as prev equals, oops, and then we can use the other built-in function, which is fetch prev hoover none, oops, like this, and we can print prev. Let's take a look. So this is me dot fetch, and we can try. So here, when it changes, it saves the previous one, and then we can use it. And to conclude, you can use it this way. So let's delete this, and yes, here we can do this if prev. So if we have like a previous country and prev different from car, so it's another one. So let's say we're in this situation, then we can copy paste this and change the index of switch. So par index equals 0. Let's try. Actually, I will click one, so I will reset everything. Sorry, I have a little typo here. It's not current OP, of course, it's prev OP. Okay. Let's reset. And now we're only coloring the current country. Step, we want to show like a little rectangle close to our mouse, showing the country and the value. And for this, we can start creating first. Let's just create a base, and we will save some information we want in real time. So I call it state OP, and go inside, right clicked, customize component. I will create X as a float, Y as a float, and value still as a float. And actually, sorry, we also want country, and it will be string. And there's a typo here. Okay. So we're ready. So now we want to grab the position of the mouse in our rectangle. We can do this. After pick, we can write like x equals. We grab this event 0 dot u, and then same for y will be events 0 dot v, and we can print just the x for now. Check. So now every time we'll see like position, which is this one. Also, let me get rid of this other print we don't need, and this one also. And now we will assign these x and y to this state OP. So we can do OP state OP bar x equals x, and then copy paste this bar y equals y. So now let's move it here and take a look. Open the custom page. So now if I open this, you'll see. Oops. This is capital Y. It's always capital letter, the first one. And now you can see the values change. Now in our state OP, we want to add the country here. Now you'll have it empty. So we can go inside our code, and that's pretty straightforward. So in if car, here we can add another line, and we grab the car first, car. Actually, no, we can do in one single line. So we want this OP state OP per country equals. So this one, we have to assign it, and it will be actually the custom parameter we have in our country operator here. So as you can see, we have this one. We want to grab this one basically. We go in equals car par country, and we have to encapsulate this inside the string because it's it's an expression. So now if I go to state of P and move around my map, I'll see also the country changing. Okay, now we want to grab the value. And by the way, one thing, if it's getting too slow, like in my case, you can like switch on the viewer in both of them and click one again, so it will recreate all of them. And now we don't have to like visualize all of them inside the geometries. It will be a bit faster. So to get the value, we can do the same way for the that we use for the color. So we'll create select that and connect the table, like our first table, to the select here, and go like quite far, like here. And then we want to select only the year we are using now. So we go to select calls by name, and we add 2023. So we only have the values here. And then here in the after this merge to, we add another merge, and now it feels like working with pandas. And we merge, so like we connect this select to this merge, and we do append columns. So now in our final dat, at the end, we also have our 2023 with the value, and we can easily connect it to our geometries in the usual way. So we can copy paste one of them in the value, copy paste, and here I will add, instead of path, 2023. And now we can click one. So, which is, if you don't remember, like going to replicator and click recreate all. And so now all of them have the corresponding value. So now we can add the value in our state OP here, the same way we did for the country. So this, and please correct if you can the label. We can go inside the render pick callbacks as usual, and also copy paste this line. So we only have to change the country to value. So I will move value, and also see also here value. Okay. And now let's take a look. So I will open my state OP, move around countries. So now you can see also value here. There is some bugs, we will take care of them at the end. So now that we have all the information we need, we want to display them inside our map. So let me click one to refresh. Okay. So now we have our render and null. So we are going to work somewhere here in the middle. And I'm going to create a rectangle, top. And so this will be like a small rectangle that will show up close to the mouse, and that will show the information we want. So let's make it, first of all, let's change the resolution. It always has to be the same one of the render. So we have here these values. Let's put the same here. So 1280, 720. And then I will change the size. I will do something quite small, like 0.1 in the X and 0.05 for the Y. And also we can add some border. You can play with these anyway. You don't have to use my same values. Then we can add a text top. And here you can play with the aesthetics. What we need now is to choose the text. So we'll put here the country first. So we can do op state op par country, and that has to be expression, of course. And then in the post text we can put the value. So we can copy paste these, and also that's an expression. And here I will put value. Now we can add here to go to the down plus slash this one n. And now we can play with the size. So we want these to stay inside. Also, let's make it black, of course, as you prefer. And then font size. So you go to font size, something like this. Okay. And one last thing. Yeah, we can add plus percentage. And little error, to add string, this has to be string 2. So let's put it inside the string like this. Okay. Another thing, maybe we don't want all these decimal values, so we can go to our geometries here, and as value we can add I mean, this is fine, but just wanted to show you some. Okay, let's do this here anyway. So you can add before round, put everything inside the parentheses, and then 2. That will be like 2 decimal values. So now if I click 1, it will recreate all of them, and also the one we are selecting. So let's go to state op, and now value also is just 2 decimal values. We can take a look in the text here, and now also it's fixed. Okay, now we just need to position this rectangle somewhere close to the mouse. So we can add a transform, and I will show you. And we can add the xy from state op, but they will be not exact. So let's do actually yeah, let's go to the translate and open, and I will write op state op par x, and then here copy paste state op par y, and it's gone. And let's move it. Okay, I'll just move it here to show you. So when I go down, it starts appearing. So the problem is that the range here is somewhere 0, like minus 0.5 to 0.5, but here is 0 to 1. So we have to rearrange the range to this container. There is a little formula for this, and I will show it here in the render pick. So this is not correct. So let's move this x, y to u, v. And now let's take the x first. Here we can write the formula, will be u minus 0.5, which is the range in the top, like the minimum, divided by parentheses 0.5 minus 0.5. So those are like minimum, maximum, minimum, and close parentheses. So we can copy paste these here, and instead of u, let's write v. Okay, so now we just update the values to the range in our top, and let's take a look. Oops. So it looks better, and we can test it now. Okay, now let's put this transform back. We can add a composite here, like this. Add this one here. Then let's work on the composite. So we put over, and let's put fixed layer input 1, but it should be okay anyway. And this is it. So now I will click one to refresh, and let's go inside. Let's yes, in the component, let's move the order. So first the transform and then the render. Okay, so now we have it.